In this video, I'm taking you guys through a live SMMA call that I did with who's now a client of mine. And it's basically a $1 million deal that we just actually closed with this client. So look at what you can do right from that. Try to adapt it and make it your own. You don't have to do what I do, but you have to learn from what I do, right? So with that said, let's just run straight to the video.
That's it. So how are you doing, man?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I actually came across your ad as I did mention.
Okay.
Your sorry, I came across your what's this? Your booking. You
All
you
right.
s- yeah, initially you signed, you filled out a form then, but you didn't book, right? I think you must have booked now or so, or I think it was yesterday or something.
I actually booked yesterday. I just filled up a form and then I think I got a response for a time slot. Then I just selected 11:30. That's actually how I selected 11:30.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
yeah, and so basically on this call, first of all, I will just try to find out a bit about your company, right?
Okay.
Because for me to know that our team can be able to assist you, I will need to know I need to know more about your company and the systems that you've been implementing in your company, right? And if it does then make sense, then I can tell you a bit about our company and how we can actually help you according to the problems that you've been having. We'll try to bring in a situation, right? But yeah, but all I ask from you on my side is basically we do get on these calls with quite a lot of people that I have to say, and one thing that it either happens or it doesn't happen, but mostly it does happen where we get on calls with business owners and they tell us they are interested in this. They'll get back to us. Uh and basically they do not get back to us. And when we contact them back, it is that thing of we have to contact them, and then probably they respond, they do not respond. So
Okay.
it just gets to that point where we do not want to force ourselves into that kind of situation, right?
All
So
right. Mhm.
so yeah, so after this call, after we're done with this whole thing, I would appreciate it if you would, if you're interested in this, you can let me know if that I'm interested. If you are not, you can let me know that you are not, so that I can know if we can go ahead with this project or not, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that sounds fair for me. I presume I'm in the same boat as you because when I do business development, I really want people to be upfront with me, especially if I know I'm already deploying a lot of my time and resources just to try and get them, just to give them a little push or over the top with whatever help they need. So I appreciate that from you. I'll be quite honest with you. So just to let you know about my business a little bit. My name is Thabo Mpofu. I'm the director of Kimbo Group,
Okay.
and our company has been in business since 2017. It started as just a sole venture of attaining and doing small projects. Started with Renos, also with a civil engineering background. Since I'm an engineer, I didn't really have much experience after school. So I did have with a few companies. So I would do or I would market business that I know that, okay, these are attainable things that I can do while I was still growing like the market around me.
Okay.
Also, you pick up a lot and you work with other people, you realize your strengths and all of that. So I could say in the last 3 years or 3 to 4 years, I could say our business has been just showing a very immense way of growing or potential of growing into something that's bigger. I've had to do bigger projects, some which went well, some didn't go well. But as a company, we are really trying to, I do not want to say, maybe it sounds a little bit shallow to say we want to do big business, but we are currently at a space right now as a company where we've realized that we didn't want to do customer to business anymore. Like we're just running away from like your normal home improvements. We were in search of bigger things, but we realized we still need that as our backbone of the business. It's not that when we can't do them, but we just felt like at this point we put in so much with customer to business, and sometimes the returns are not even that good. But recently I came up with a strategy to say, how about I just start a team or a sort of like a division that deals with only that customer to uh, customer to business or business to customer type of.
Okay.
So when I saw this, I just thought maybe let me see, because how I've been doing that type of business, I've been on Back. I don't know if you know Back.
Yeah.
So I've been on Back. That's where I was getting my leads. I'm also subscribed to Leads to Business, but there it's mostly of the bigger jobs that we tender for or that we go in search for, just communicating with those big businesses, also bringing some of their surplus business to us.
Okay.
But I realized the backbone of us actually surviving maybe the next 2 years, we need at least something that's constant. And the renovation market, especially if you are a player that knows what they are doing, I don't think it'll be bad. Look, on Back, I would speak to above 50 people per month, but maybe from those 50 people, I'll only be able to convert 2 clients from that. So my main priority now is to see that even if I am on these other platforms, if let's say I had to reduce a little bit of marketing from maybe these other platforms and do some with you, just to see how much I can grow. Maybe I can even yield more or do more turnover with you guys. So this business, I'm really looking at making at least a profit of 70,000 per month from it.
Okay.
Our company already has most of the equipment. Maybe our teams in terms of systems. So what we do is I have a construction manager and his assistant. So normally how we do is I go and do the business development
Okay.
with our clients. Once I've done that, if it's something that's good, then I'll bring in the construction manager. From there, I help them plan the whole project and then deploy all the resources that they need. And we just communicate while I still go forward and do more business development. Well, where maybe it's a very important client and I have to step up as the project engineer, since I am a civil engineer, I'll
Okay.
do that most of the time just to keep that. And then when it comes to planning projects on the technical side, I've also got a partner who's a mechanical engineer. But most of the projects that we've had to attain, we are all able to manage them as project engineers and doing that with the construction manager. So now, if I were to start this department, I would just want to have that, still keep the same group, which is the construction manager and his assistant, and get a foreman, and then it will be just different trades. So that's how I want to do this thing. So maybe let me know if those are good systems and management of doing my things, and will you be able to assist on your side?
Okay. So on my side, I think the systems that you are putting in place, they are good because uh most of the companies that I've gotten the chance of working with, they actually started as a one man kind of thing, where it was the owner, and then the owner had people that were working on the ground, right? So the fact that you actually have people that you have construction managers, uh that simply says that you are trying to actually even, because at the very same time, one thing that I have to get to is that uh as let's say the business owner, sometimes as you mentioned, there are some strengths and weaknesses that you might happen to have. Now, I don't know, maybe if your construction manager and also your partner, if maybe they align with that but I think the structure that you've put in place, it sounds good. But now the question that I have, first of all, uh, the you did mention that you have these three people that you're working with, right? But now the people that are on the ground, how many people do you have that are handling that?
Like when you mean the labor force.
Yeah.
So how I normally do it is I've got a set of a team. Like I've got two plumbers, I've got two electricians, I've got a roofer. He does most of the woodwork. I've got painters, but some of these guys I only call them when I need them,
Okay.
so that I do not also have a lot of overhead. So besides these people that are already there, I have an admin lady and somebody who's doing well handling strategic things within the business, especially when it comes to marketing. You know,
Okay.
Unfortunately, she just couldn't make it to the meeting, but she was supposed to be part of this. So I'll just fill her in as I go. So basically, those are my teams. But the labor force or the skills, we only use them when required. We also
Okay.
let them roam and do other things. But most of the time, I haven't had a problem. Whenever I needed them for their service or whatever, they're always there. That was just a way of reducing our overhead rather than
Yeah.
employing people full time.
Okay. No, fully understand. I fully understand that part. And you also did mention something, which is you want the company to at least make 70,000 a month, right?
Yeah,
Now
on
is
that department. Mm.
or in that okay, and then
In the customer business to customer, I think we can do a good turnover after our expenses of 70K. And if we can do that, then I think it will be worth my time. Because when I looked at it, if I were to put two teams together, right, each team attaining at least a minimum of two projects per month, I think that would really go a long way. As long as they are properly managed and resources are there available, I don't think would have. Of course, firstly, we'll want to start with one team, and then grow it from there.
okay, and so at the very same time, since you just mentioned right now that at least two jobs, right, would be enough.
Yeah.
Now, so if there was a that something happened and there's more than two jobs in that specific month, what would happen then?
It means then I would have to upscale another team. Like I would have to get another team so that we can try and rather not put ourselves under pressure, in terms of let's do this job, finish it, going. I think they will be missing the point. But if maybe it allows that, I feel like okay, the team that I have is very like they're onto their jobs. They'll complete these things properly on time, without any rush or without any other thing that's hindering them. Then I'll just use one team. But I guess it's also about, as a business personnel, you try and look at the state that things are in within your business, and if you as a team would be able to accomplish that, and then you make a decision from there.
Okay, that sounds great, and it's absolutely true. So I think, with that being said, uh, you've said that on your side, basically, if you do get more than two jobs in that specific month, you would have to actually bring in more people to actually assist the team that you have. So so that wouldn't be a problem if you would get more than two jobs.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem.
Okay, no problem then. So you did mention something also, which is you have been using Bark and these other and these other platforms, right?
Yeah,
Now, and you mentioned that with Bark you can get about 50 people, but then you convert only two people, right?
yeah.
Now, one thing about Bark, I don't know I don't know which ad you actually watched because there was two ads that are actually running at the moment. But
Okay.
Yeah, but basically about Bug, uh, the leads that they give to you, right? Those leads are
Yeah,
leads that other 10 people also have. So
yeah,
you are not exactly contacting people that are basically just coming to you looking for this service, asking it from you. These people are being contacted by 10 other people at the very same time, right? Which
yeah,
now starts to mean that even if you can quote these people, but then there's another person that will charge lesser than you, right? There's another person that will do something that you didn't do, right?
yeah.
With Bark. So with buckets, it's just a matter of how fast can you contact these people. Uh, at the very same time, as much as you can say how fast, you're not sure if you're the first person to get them or you're the 10th person to get them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means now it's just another thing on its own, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
So with Spark now, that's the thing that even myself, uh, my clients, I have clients that used to use Spark, and they
All
some
right.
of them they used to boost their posts, you know, instead of running
Mm-hmm.
the ads, they used to boost the posts. But on that side, also I had to on with them, right? I had to say that they should stop doing that. If they want
Okay.
to do it, then they can do it, no problem. But then I'll have to continue with what I'm doing, you know. And of which I
Mm.
continued with what I was doing, and they actually loved the progress that we were making, and they stopped using
Yeah.
those platforms, you know, because one thing about those platforms is that the moment things aren't going good, or the more you keep on investing into something and that thing doesn't actually uh bring in the ROI, you know, it gets to you a bit as a business owner, you know, because there's no one that wants to invest into something and that thing doesn't bring in the ROI, right? So on that side, Bark and the other platforms, that's the thing that I do not like about them, right? Which is why on my side I normally suggest ads every single time.
So how do you how do the ads on your side work? Like, are you promoting my website or what?
Oh, okay. Nope. I'll mention that in a moment. I'll give you in a moment, and also the recording if you wanted, I can just send it to you. Since you mentioned that there was your admin that was supposed to be on the call, but yeah. So basically now, in terms of how we actually do things, right, on our side, we basically we run ads to your company, right? And actually, let me just say it like this: we run ads through your social media pages, right? And we send the traffic, meaning the leads, right? Instead of us sending those leads to you, right? And you calling them up, you trying to convert them, what we do is, since we have a team, right? We have a sales team that has been already trained for that. We actually had to train our team, and we strongly believe that we have a top rated sales team. So our sales team, they actually handle that part. So let me just walk you through the process. We run the ads, right? And when the leads come through, they go through a funnel, right? We have a sales funnel that we built for you. And one thing about a sales funnel, I don't know if you know it, but it is something that is very expensive. But now, since you work with us as a company, we build
Yeah.
it for you for free, you know. So
Okay.
so basically you would be saving about 20 something thousand on that side. But yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, so now we bring them to a funnel, right? Same as
Mm-hmm.
the one that you actually came through, right? We and then after, as soon as they fill in the details, same as the ones that you filled out, as soon as they fill that out, actually wait a second. Do you, okay, no problem. I was going to show it to you now, the whole system, but yeah,
Okay.
so basically we run the ads. We, as soon as the leads are there and they're interested, we send them to the funnel, right? where they go through to a landing page. On that landing page, they fill out their details, right? We ask them questions such as how soon do they want to start with the job, their budget, how soon have they been wanting to do this job, and those kinds of questions. Because one thing that we started to notice is that, first of all, when you send the leads, or when you send the leads to a form on Facebook or on Instagram, right? What tends to happen is that they can say that it was a mistake. They filled it out by mistake. There are those kinds of excuses that you can never understand. You know,
I know those.
you know.
Yeah.
So and they tire because it's for someone to say that when they filled out a form and they say they filled it out by mistake, and now the platforms, the moment that person fills out the form, the platforms charge you for that person, right? So basically, that's money that's investment that is wasted. So what we do is, since we understand that, we send them to a landing page, right? Because now we are taking them out of the platform. And when we're taking them out of the platform, they cannot say that they did it by mistake. And also, they need to be someone that is very serious for them to leave the platform, use their own data to go to another platform, right? On that platform, they fill out a form. After filling out that form, they will have to book a time. After booking out that time, that's when the whole thing starts. The automation start running. The team will start calling them up, confirming the details that are there. Also, just trying to find out a bit about what they didn't mention on that form, right? That way, when we have the full details, we can then say how soon do they want your team to come through to the property to, let's say, do the code, right? Your team can go to the property to do the code. At the very same time, one thing I didn't mention is that uh, in terms of what we normally suggest on our side is the people that we bring to the people that fill in the form, right? Uh, when you guys need to go to their property, we ask them to pay a call out fee, right? And the reason why we ask them to pay a call out fee, it's so that we can see how serious they are. We will basically tell them that call out fee, it is refundable. You know, so when you guys get the job, you will refund them that money. There's no problem. So that is how we do it. And then our team will call them up. You guys, as soon as we get the, let's say, the date, and you guys are paid the call out fee, you guys can go to the property, right? Do the code, you come back, you give us the thingy that the code, we send the clients the code. Uh Basically now, while sending them the code, we try to convince them that this is something that they need. The moment we get the deal for your company, that's when we can say that we've we've done the job, right? We've brought you guys a client. Uh, for every client that's where, even on our side, that's when we start to charge, right? The clients. So basically now on that side, on that side, we charge the clients for uh we charge you a percentage of every job that we bring to your company. So we won't be charging you guys in a monthly basis where we would say every month we charge you 10,000, every month we charge you this amount. We just charge you when we bring in the jobs, right?
So, what's your percentage on us?
It's 15.
15%.
Yeah.
That's a little bit steep. So now, what if I'm a VAT registered company? What happens then?
It actually remains on that 15.
Okay, and so what's your like your projects, your turnaround in terms of budget wise? Are you doing projects that are under 20K, under 50K, under 100K? What's happening? Or there's just anything and everything?
How do you mean by that?
So, like the projects that you guys are securing, do you have like a benchmark to say we mostly get projects between 20,000 and 50,000 or 20,000 and up to 100,000? How does it work with you guys? Because you see, 15%, I presume you're saying with any amount that you would have turned that lead into a good paying project. You do not have maybe to say between 15 or 5,000 and 50.
Okay. So
Sorry.
you're saying,
So I was saying between 50,000 and maybe between 15 and 15,000 and 50,000, maybe we are charging you guys 10%, or your percentage is right through with any amount that or any amount of budget for for that particular project.
oh, okay. So on that side with our clients, what we said to them is that a job that is like, for instance, let's say if we get them a job that is worth 10,000, we can't charge them 15. We can't charge them that 15,000 because it wouldn't make sense. They have people that they need to pay. There are expenses that need to be covered, right?
Yeah.
Now, what we then started to say is, uh, if let's say we bring you guys a job, right? A job that is, let's say a job that is 20,000 upwards, right? What we normally say is this: you can, let's say the job is worth 25,000, right? You as the company owner, you have the choice to say that this is 25,000, right? Now, as this is 25,000, you guys can say, instead of us tapping into that 25,000, you can add the 15% into that amount. That way you have the full amount that you know that way we do not tap into the amount that you basically have, which is 25,000 or 35,000 or 100,000, so that's how we do it with our own clients. We just say to them they should just top it up. If it's a job that is worth 25,000, they can add the 15% into that amount. That way we have the 15%. You guys have your 25,000. You have your 30,000, your 100,000. You know, so that's how we do it with our clients, and it's been working pretty much fine even until now.
Right. No, much more understandable on that note.
Yeah.
So from there, after I send you guys the quotation, you sort of like secure the project with the client.
Yeah.
Is that okay? All right. Much understandable. So how do we then sign up? And since I've understood the paying terms of how you guys also pay, so now when the project starts, where are the funds paid to? Are they paid directly to you guys or to us? How does it work?
The funds for the job.
Yeah.
No, they pay to you.
Okay.
They do not touch our bank accounts in any way. Everything goes to you basically. The only thing
All
that
right.
we do is we try to secure the jobs for you guys. We bring
All
them,
right.
we bring you the jobs, we try to secure them. The capital
All right.
goes to your accounts, everything goes to you. And basically, if you just look at it the way that we look at it, is we 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 are willing to trust the company to say that, as much this is the amount that and when you guys get the jobs and when you get the projects and you get everything, you won't be robbing us or anything like that. So we basically putting the trust in you guys.
All right. So how much of this business do you convert? Just I'm just asking on a on a
Yeah.
regular basis to say how much of this business you guys, how many of these leads do you guys say we get to give our customers this much per month?
So basically, in terms of the leads, right? We
Yeah.
can we can get, let's say we get 25 leads. Uh, in 2 weeks, actually, there was a client that we just signed from Cape Town. What
Mhm.
basically happened, as you know, in Cape Town during it was in June. Let me just check now. I think I have it on my phone, but I think it was around June, and
Yeah.
around June, it's normally the worst month for construction companies. But those
Yeah.
guys, yeah,
Winter is brutal for us, eh?
yeah. And
Yeah.
those guys are in the swimming pool side, right? So
Yeah.
they do swimming pools. Now, when I started working with those guys, they were saying the same thing, that winter is brutal. And I was like, winter's brutal, but my clients, they're pretty much good where they are, So
Yeah.
it was a matter of this and that, and they were like, okay, let's try you guys out. And in the first 2 weeks, we actually got them 4 jobs, which now, that I'm not saying it will actually happen with you, because it differs from every company.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
let me
Mm-hmm.
go to them now. Okay. Oh yeah, wait a second. Oh no, July. Yeah, June the 18th. Yeah, it
All
was
right.
June the 18th. So now that's why I'm like, it differs from every client. For some, we can bring them 5 jobs in the first month of working with us. Some, we can bring them more than that. So
Yeah,
it differs from every client that we have, right?
of
So
course. Mm-hmm.
we do not have an amount that we can say, for your company we can bring you guys this much, right? Like, for instance, there was a company that we signed last month. It is in the architectural design side. So with them, right, you remember I said that the other one, we bought them for that one. We actually brought them, I think, let me just check. One thing about me and the numbers, I want to be accurate.
All right.
I don't want to give you numbers that are false. Yeah. So with these guys, they got about 2 jobs on the
Yeah.
on the 14th. They got 2 jobs. But as much as they got 2 jobs, but those jobs were huge jobs. And I was actually shocked about the fact that, because I thought, with the guys in the architecture space, I just thought
Yeah.
maybe it was just a matter of, maybe those guys, they get, if let's say they get a job, that job maybe it's about 10,000 or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
when I saw the numbers with those guys, I was a bit shocked. So even now, with the ads that I'm running, I now target that industry. So as I did
Okay.
mention, yeah. So as I did mention, the numbers, they actually differ with every person that we work with, right? But
All right.
one thing that we won't say is that, or let me just say, one thing that we can promise you is that, uh jobs, you will get the jobs, right? that
Yeah.
that that, that is something that we can promise you. The jobs, you will
Yeah.
get them. uh Also, at the very same time, another thing that we will need to look at is your, have you been running any ads?
No, I haven't started.
Oh, which is
I've
good.
been just, yeah, I've got a blog. I've also got a landing page of my own. I've got my website. I just opened a few social media accounts, but I've been mostly doing LinkedIn. But there, I guess it's
Yeah,
just to just build a brand so that it's something that's credible that people can associate with, especially with most of the mainstream players.
yeah.
So I am interested in this. I think
Okay,
this is something that can work for me. Maybe from your side, just let me know what you think you'll need from me
okay,
and how we can get started.
okay. And how soon do you want to start with the job?
I think mid-month September. I think I would have cleared it quite, yeah.
Okay. And also, there's something that I didn't ask you, which I should have asked you.
Yeah.
Your location.
So I am in Randburg,
Okay.
Johannesburg. Yeah. But I do not mind doing the whole of Gauteng. So Joburg surrounding areas, a little bit of the east, not Rand, East Rand. But East Rand, I'm also very picky because I also use the demographics to know which areas are actually paying. There are some places that I just know that that is a no-go area in
Yeah.
a certain maybe part of the town, where I'm just like, I won't get really good business from there. One, I'm just spending more resources going there. And I also don't mind Pretoria. I've also
Okay.
been picking up in the East Rand, it's mostly been Boksburg, the new areas in Boksburg. They've been showing a lot of business, and maybe around Heidelberg, which is also part of the East. In the South, not much also. And then in the West Rand is quite big. North Rand. Pretoria, I used to service in 2021 and 2022, but I let go of it last year because most of the projects we had were out of town. And another place that we are also operating is Polokwane. So,
Okay.
and in Polokwane, I wanna make good numbers there because it's a new site that we're working on. We're trying to develop and leave a better footprint in Limpopo as a whole. So in Limpopo, I'd say Mukopane, Polokwane, Tanin. I'm not sure of Louis Trichard in the other towns, but those
Okay.
places in Bela Bela, around Bela Bela there. I think it makes more sense. So Mukopane, it's Bela Bela, Mukopane, Polokwane, and Tanin. I think those are places that we could service. And
Okay.
there's a lot of potential in those areas. So look, I don't know how you guys, maybe you put us on a funnel of just saying home improvement, but we are just a medium-sized construction company, with engineering services. Like we've got an architect that I work with. I've got two draftsmen. The draftsmen, we have them full time because they are normally working with the mechanical engineer on most of maybe still construction. We also do that. But
Okay.
the architect, we bring him whenever we need a need for it. We also have a surveyor whom, when we do want to tender for those big projects or we want to service bigger companies, because on our B2B side, we really try and stand out. Whenever a client requires this, we've got people and systems in place to work with us, and we finalize that. So
Okay.
I don't know. As you saw our website, maybe also try and see how. But I think in the beginning, you can start with everything and then just keep funneling everything down to seeing that maybe just stick to these projects because I think you can make a lot out of them, and up until you figure out to change the strategy for a later stage.
Okay. So basically now, the reason I was asking you the location, because the location is important, because on our side we work with exclusivity, right? So meaning that
Yeah.
if we work with you, right, and in
Yeah.
terms of now the architecture side, since we have a client that handles architecture in the whole of Gauteng, right? Uh, that service, I have to mention that to you. That service, it's something that we won't be able to assist you with.
Okay. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. Because now, when we work with you right now,
Mm.
uh, we won't be able to work with any other company in Gauteng that does what you guys do. Meaning that now, if we work with you, then you are the only company that we'll work with in Gauteng that does your services, right?
Okay.
So we have that exclusivity that I had to mention because I wanted to know where you are at. So
Okay.
now that because in Gauteng we only have a client that does swimming pools and also the architecture, right? In Gauteng, those are the two companies that we work with in Gauteng. Uh, Probably now we're looking at landscaping, but on that side or on your side, we do not have any clients that we work with. So I think this partnership can definitely work. Now, just to give you the numbers, if you did listen to the ad to the end, we did mention there that what is needed from us, we will charge you a setup fee, which is once off, right? I don't know if maybe you finished the ad, but we will charge
No,
you
I didn't finish the S. No.
oh, you didn't
But I
finish it.
listened enough to know, okay, I was like, okay, let me just
Oh,
maybe
okay.
see how I can contact the guy so that I get all the full. Because,
Oh, okay.
when you listen and you start having questions, you're like, I don't want to get stuck and forget this question. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So basically on our side, uh we charge you a setup fee, right? And that setup fee, it's a once-off payment that you need to make, and you will never have to pay it again, right? And then another thing that you need to cover, it is the ad budget, right? To run the ads basically. And then there's a CRM software which I wanted to show you. And that CRM software, it's what we use to build the landing pages for your company, to build the automations for your company, to buy the phone systems, to make sure that we have the email services for your company, everything in one place. We use that software, and that software, we have it as a company, and of course you can use it as a third party, but you need to have that software, right? Now those
What
are the
software is that?
it's high level. Like, I can send it to you, or we can just do it through on our side, but I'll send it to you just in case.
Okay.
Yeah. So now that software, you need to have it. It is $97, right?
Mhm.
For the software. And then now, since we need the phone service and email service, that amounts to $20 that is extra. And then we will need the WhatsApp service, which is 29.90. It's 29, yeah, it's 29.99, which is $30. So it's going to be about combined, it's going to be about one something, 140 something or something like that. Which, when you convert it, let me just quickly check it now.
So
But
I could
it's
actually pay you guys in US dollars.
sorry,
I'm saying, will it be possible to pay you guys in US dollars or just you'll want it in rands?
for the software.
And the other things that you mentioned.
Yeah, you can pay us in rands, because now one thing
Okay.
about paying us in the US dollars, it's that when we have to bring it in, that's going to be the
Okay.
problem, but
All right.
yeah, but it should be it should be 2 point something, 2.2
All right.
or 2.1. But now, since I did mention that we have it as a company, now when you utilize it in our company software that we have, then it's about 1.9, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so that's the CRM software that we need. And then the ad budget side, of course you can increase it, but then on our side we say that the minimum that you can put into it, it can be 5,000, right? That 5,000
Mhm.
will remain in your account. You won't send it to us. Facebook will just deduct it from your side, right?
Okay. So the ads are
And
done on what? On Facebook or Google or both?
on Meta platforms. If
Okay.
you Yeah, if you want it on Google, there's no problem. We can run Google ads, because on the software we have a section that we can utilize to add Google ads into it. So Google ads, and another platform, you did mention that you do B2B. I don't know if maybe you've tried out LinkedIn ads.
I haven't, eh?
They're good. They're good, man. They're very good.
Really?
They're very good, because especially for the B2B space, uh
Okay.
one thing that happens is, I don't know if you are on LinkedIn a lot or something. Are you on
Yeah, I
LinkedIn?
am.
Okay,
Yeah.
which is good, because now one thing that you need to notice about LinkedIn is that most serious people are on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
And most businesses, most real estate developers, these guys, the people that own the these development companies, so on and so forth,
Companies, yeah.
they
Mm-hmm.
are on LinkedIn. Those companies are on LinkedIn. Now, just imagine this. If those people are on LinkedIn, and you have the capability of targeting the company owner of a specific company that you happen to see, you can target the owner of that company. You can target the employees of that company. You know, it's that
Yeah.
good. So it is that good and it is that specific. So that
Okay.
platform, it's a platform that I actually recommend a lot. Even on
All
my
right.
side, it's a platform that I'm using. So I know it's that good, you know. But
All right.
yeah, but on Facebook, the 5,000, it is for meta ads, right? And
Yeah.
if you do want to add other platforms, you can just let me know. Then we will just have to make sure that we set that up. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the setup fee, the setup fee, which is I did mention, it's a once-off payment, which
Yeah.
is
How much is
required
that?
before it's gonna be 6,000 for the setup fee, and then that should
6,000.
yeah, and then that should be about it.
So let's say on the ads, I want to use the Meta ads and Google and LinkedIn. Do I pay for the other things separately?
Um, in terms of the ad budget, oh
Yeah, in terms of the ad budget.
yeah, the ad budget you have to pay separately, right? Because with LinkedIn ads, as much as they are good, but they're expensive, right? It's 7.5, the minimum that they allow for you to run the ads. So basically on that side, you would need to know that you have a minimum of 7.5. With Google Ads at least, because with Google Ads you can have 3,000. Because on my side, one thing about I wouldn't suggest running Google Ads with 1.5, because one thing about ads, every ad that is being ran, it's that you are bidding there, right? You are bidding with
Yeah.
someone else. So 1.5 would be too little for Google Ads. So I can say maybe if you have 3,000, then Google Ads are
Okay.
something that we can talk about.
All right. No,
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. All right then. Okay. I didn't think the budget that I would need to get this kicked off is this much. So in terms of you spoke about a WhatsApp system that is managed by you guys on your side, or it comes to us also.
Yeah. So basically now one thing about that software that I was talking about, you
Yeah.
basically get to control it from your phone, right?
Okay.
Meaning that now I we I will have access to it, my team will have access to it, and your team will have access to it, right?
Okay.
The people that we add to the platform will have access to it. So that WhatsApp system, you will have access to it. Your people will have access to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do this. Let's see how we can get started by mid September.
Okay.
Just before the 20th there. So let's just say around about the 16th. So what you can do is maybe you can send me some documents that maybe you might need to do. Is there anything that I sign on my side?
So basically, the only thing that you would need to sign is the contract, which you will need to sign when when basically the what's this, when the capital is
Payment.
actually sent, and
Okay.
then that's when the
All
documents
right.
can be sent. We can book in the onboarding call, so on and so forth. It actually happens when you are now a client. So
All right.
yeah.
Okay. I think for now, just send me your banking details, but my date to start is, I think it's there around the 15th, 16th. I should have wrapped up other things.
Okay.
And my team should be back from the Free State and they'll be here in Joburg. Then it makes it easier that I don't have to now start moving some of the things or people around. So let me sort
Okay.
out that. I think just maybe the Friday or Thursday before this, I will just reach out to you. But feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm sure I also have a few other questions. Then
Okay.
we can get this thing started.
Okay. And also, I think I will have to reach out to you because on our side, since you remember, we actually running ads, right? In
Yeah.
all over South Africa. The ads that I was talking about, we're running them all over South Africa. So now, what as I did mention to you, we have an exclusivity clause, meaning that now if someone from Gauteng could actually come through and they want to work with us, we would have to actually work with that person. So should that happen, I will inform you about it, but that is something
Okay,
that
not a
could,
problem. I'll try
yeah,
and wrap up as fast as I can also, just also on that exclusivity part so that I do not miss out from this opportunity. But yeah, I'm very keen to trying it out and seeing how far we can go with this. So if it becomes earlier, I'll do it earlier than this, but I'll
no,
definitely be in touch with you. Yeah.
no problem, man. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, man.
All right. Cool. Thanks for your time, my brother.
No
Cheers.
problem. Sure.